Yeah, here I am in the park in my Ponzi hat. I'd never wear. I don't think I'd ever have bought. Like, I bought it last year. I don't think me in my right mind would have bought a hat like this. Uh, but I got it. Sun's out, so I might as well use it. But yeah, sitting in the park. Just we've got adverts. We've got some fella on display over there kicking a football, sort of on the ward type thing. When I came out to do this video, the heads of the ad agency sort of are in a position where they've got no choice but to try and put on some display. Am I wrong about that? Of course I'm not. But yeah, so like in the lead up to doing it, for example, we had a South Asian on display. I don't know why the South Asians are suddenly back, but I'm not particularly interested, but that's the way it is. But anyway, we've had adverts in the park, and can't really see much of interest, really. But yeah, yeah, a sense of realism, really, at the flat, and you know, they're just going about things. But going about town, I made a bit of comment, but not as much as I have been recently. It sort of struck me while I was there that there is a differentiating factor now. And that is I've got something to look forward to when I get back. And that is reading. I'm starting to structure a bit my days around having something to do when I get back, and that is one of the things that constitute my idyllic life, if you like, which is learning about great things, useful things, not boring stuff. Like I said, the signs have just reminded me. Like I said, on the way out, as we know, on the way out of me, now they'll come to the park to make videos. There's sort of been, the ad agency have planned ads around it, sort of thing. There's ads going on around here, as you'd expect. I'm really not interested in, but that's the way it is, I suppose. But yeah, a real sense of realism starting to creep in now. Off, I think, the back of having that thing to look forward to when I get back. The reading sort of thing. Even though a lot of the time the ad agency, like I said, it is in a position, it seems, where it's got to put on some show, whatever I do, wherever I go, sort of thing. Me, I'm not interested. Uh, you know, it's pretty obvious from the content I'm into that I wouldn't be into an ad campaign like this. But that's the way it is. But yeah, a promising beginning to the day. I pity that, yeah, they've got to run around with the ads while I'm coming here and while I'm here and so on and so forth. With people around here, throughout me doing this video, I'll probably go back home or back to work when I go home, sort of thing. Bit like at the coffee shops when I'm guessing. Mind you, I didn't particularly pick up that sense. But I'm guessing that when I'm at a coffee shop, we have a show on there, and the people who were there may indeed go back to their job, whatever jobs they've got, to their homes or whatever. When I go back home, it to me seems pretty daft and crazy. This is the scene. But yeah, one of the chicks at the coffee shop I haven't seen for a long while was there today. She's all right. It's all right. Yeah, we had a bit of a natter, but nothing major. But yeah. Anyway, the shitty. I'm down the shitty park, as I say, and there's people doing stuff that it's no particular interest to me, but I don't know whether it's supposed to be. But anyway, but yeah, the walk into town. Did I say I saw this really good-looking chick on the way into town? And sitting outside the coffee shop where I really didn't feel the need to do a video. But I've bought a new tripod, a sturdy one, because this one isn't really, I don't think, gonna see me through when it starts getting windy around autumn, isn't it? When we get the storms and stuff. But yeah, actually, it's not too bad sitting here. No, when I'll come to think about it. This part of the park isn't too bad, even though it's right by the traffic. You can't hear the traffic, I'm guessing, because of the microphone. But yeah, not a bad little spot, this. So I may come here again. Like I say, now I come down the park to do videos now and again, as we'll get. Like I said, the ad agency and the people who work for them, even the people at the head of the ad agency, may not fully understand the powers they're working with. But, I'm not sure they knew about paternalism before I mentioned it. I'm not sure they knew, well, it seems obvious they didn't know, about them barking up the wrong tree about things like South Asians and stuff like that, even though they're starting to crack them out again, as you'd expect. Well, no, not as you'd expect. For some reason they have, and I'm like, what? But anyway, it's no big deal. But yeah, got my Tesco delivery coming in half an hour, I think it is. Did I say I got a new? Yeah, I said I got a new tripod coming tomorrow. I broke the clip to my microphone yesterday, so I'm having to use one of my old microphones clips, and I've got some more coming today. So yeah, but yeah, starting to, when I get out and about, look at the things going on, and nothing really. I mean, this is dependent on the heads of the ad agency, when I get back, doping me up to try and get me to think in crazy ways about stuff that really is pretty neutral, apart from the costumes and all the, for example, Patrick O'Connor's Black and White Army and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, me, it's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good start to the day. I mean, there's some people over there, and they're putting on a show of domesticity, of idyllic. Oh, and she's been told to do something, so she's doing it. But anyway, like I said, one of them. It's sort of like I said, but even me pointing out, these people don't really understand the powers that they're working under, sort of thing. I don't think. The stuff that I'm sure there's people who read the stuff I read, and think around it, sort of thing. But yeah, one thing I did want to mention about the sort of scenario they tried to pull yesterday with some lad in the park, and someone they tried to do who was linked to the psychiatric institution. That they may start cracking out people in that sort of way to try and see where things go, see whatever their goals are today, sort of thing. But if they do that, just bear in mind, I don't know any of these fucking people. Right? They could crack out whoever they like. I don't exactly know them, do I? When you really think about it, which sort of puts in perspective that these people should have really thought about that before they started cracking them out, because it does sort of make sense. So it does sort of make me think that these people don't think as comprehensively about things as they could and should. But like I said, chances are, this is no bad thing. Chances are such people will say and think, well, we will work off the back of that sort of thing. Bringing in, spotting a South Asian someone flat, walking from there to there when they should be walking. That's a horse fair. That's where they live. There to there if they're going up the street by me. Sort of points out, but anyway, I don't even know why I'm talking about that stuff. Look, it was a pretty good morning in town. There was I just got on with my thing and pretty much enjoyed it. It was all right. It was all right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't bloody know. Yeah. I might have a takeaway later. I know I won't. I know what I'm going to have. But yeah. Really sunny, quite hot as well. It is apparently, I can't see. Pretty hot though. But yeah. Actually, this part of the park is quite nice. It is. Even though the traffic's just within about 50 yards. I think I might film here again. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to go. I might go to pop into town tomorrow. Market day though, and I can't fucking stand market day. So if I do go, I'll walk the other way. But while I was sitting there, I was thinking, shit, there's no enjoyable route to go back to the flat in this bloody town. It's all like drab and dreary, and like people, trees, trying to depict this, that, and everything. It's like, for fuck's sake. It's like if the audience beyond the controllable audience can't see how manufactured this is and how much of an advert it is, but it is quite funny even in that sense. But yeah, which again is quite funny. The plans, like I've just said, that they may have to try and have people walking around. I may have. They may have been around for the amalgam years and so on and so forth. But like, even if they produce people who refer to them or who are them, just remember, I don't fucking know them. So to me, it's just like, why the fuck do you think I'd have any interest in that? In stuff like that. But anyway, that's the way it is. And like depictions of the idyllic lifestyle. It's like it's a fucking advert. I could turn my camera around and show you a scenario going on over there. Oh, they've all gone over there. Oh no, there's some over there. and it is quite strange, but this is the sort of thing they do downstairs. And it is now starting to become quite amusing how it takes place, and how, like with Turn the Page and the bloke shouting outside the coffee shop and the type of stuff that can go on wards and the type of stuff that goes on when I was with one of the architects around my house in 97, 98, and happened around South Asians, for example, and so on and so forth. And they will then try to go for some sense of an idyllic lifestyle. That wouldn't have any interest anyway. If people want to live an idyllic lifestyle, live it. But there ain't much point in advertising it to other people for an audience beyond the controllable audience, is there? Anyway, I've got that off my chest. I can go home and have something to eat. There's quite a distinction between my time at the coffee shop and then my time at the flat and then my time in the park. when I was at the coffee shop, I didn't mind, nothing. There was one or two things that were a bit of a drag. That was about it. Nothing major though. Even with those, like I said earlier, I really, really enjoyed my time there, and I could actually watch the comings and goings a bit more today. Quite a bit more. And none of this, magic this, magic that, the top stuff, advertising and so on and so forth, took place. But then at the park, all of a sudden, as if by magic, I'm sort of, uh, not in the same frame of mind. So basically, I was either drugged up here, on time release druggings or whatever, or there was some way of drugging me up in the park, covertly and all that. So yeah, there was a significant difference between me at the coffee shop and then here and then at the park. A pretty big difference that I didn't pick up on the time, pick up on at the time. But I will from now on, thank you very much. But yeah, but now thinking about it, I'm thinking how people seem to be running around advertising this idyllic lifestyle, that idyllic lifestyle, and so on. I suppose there's nothing actually that, like with these notions of people dressing up in this, that, and whatever. I'm supposed to be really receptive to it, and run around and whatever, like the amalgam years, and variations of that sort of thing. Really not interested. I won't, unless I'm doped up, beyond reason. I won't be dealing with that stuff again. But yeah, just watching the comings and goings at the coffee shop when I did, and disregarding the occasional time where things were a bit too, like, of a nagging type of, or over the top, or way over the top nature. I'm just like, really not interested. But yeah. But then again, I'm thinking now of my time in the park and my time at the coffee shop this morning. Despite certain things, like I said, certain things at the coffee shop, not many. Is if people want to advertise certain ways of life, because this is a big deal. It seems to be a big deal story to quite a lot of people. And if there are people who, and that makes, I suppose, to some people, certain themes bigger than what they are to me, sort of thing. But yeah, advertise ways of this way of life, that way of life as really all right and pretty good, and so on and so forth. What am I supposed to do about that? I don't see the need to pay much attention if people are like advertising, ways of life. And that's pretty much the way it is. Me, I advertising it, but to me, getting back home, going downtown for a coffee, just chilling out. Like I said, I didn't even feel the need to do a video. No, that's I need to rephrase that. I much preferred just having my coffee and just chilling than doing a video. Like I say, yeah, when I went to the park, it was different because, druggings had taken place, sort of thing. But yeah. So then I didn't mention that when I let off steam, I met with these people these. I think this should be obvious by now. And then with the people I see here, there, and everywhere, and all the rest of it, it's with the people who are putting them up to that sort of thing. So when I let off hot air, it's to those people who run the stuff, not to people who are working off the back of those people, sort of thing. That's always been the case. And I can go way back on that. But yeah, that don't make any difference. That me saying that, that's not going to change anything. But yeah, my conclusion right now at this moment, right, which can change with the wind, and often does with chemicals and all the rest of it thrown around here, there, and everywhere. Yeah, if people want to advertise, this is a life I like. I've got the way I go about my day-to-day business. I really enjoy. I think it's worthwhile, and so on and so forth. Actually, that is part of the way I've been approaching things. The long-term aim, maybe, of how I've been approaching things. It's like, get on with it and get a life. Actually, and that's what, that is, what I'm gradually doing more and more. 3 weeks and a day since I was on the board. It took me, like I said yesterday, it took me 6 weeks to even start reading. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, doped up at the moment, of course. But it was that at the park. Was really doped up at the park. Not to the extent that I am now, sort of thing. Anyway, my grocery shopping came. Had some Gramsci mushroom fettuccine and thoroughly enjoyed it. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. I do like my mushrooms. But yeah, I got some Coca-Cola as well, which I'm chuffed about. I haven't had that since I was on the psychiatric ward. But yeah. Yeah. So yeah, now I'm going to try and have a bit of a break till about 4 p.m. and then get into a bit of reading after only just eating. But yeah, quite a thing this morning at the coffee shop was. It was interesting. It was good to do a video in the park. But like I say, the psychological state I was in, the vibe going on with me, wasn't how I should have been in that park. So obviously I was doped up for it, during it, or in advance of it. Hence, atomic habits and habit stacking and stuff like that around it. But yeah, it's sort of the proof. I suppose yet again, it's another instance of the proof of the pudding's in the eating. When you just let things work themselves out, like was sort of, it's sort of what happened at the coffee shop this morning. The things can work themselves out quite a lot of the time. But that's the way it is. But yeah, yeah. Now I think more about my time this morning and sort of put in perspective my time in the park, being heavily influenced by druggings, and now back here, that sort of could set me up for the rest of my day, even though at the moment I'm doped up again. That's the way it is, I suppose. But yeah. Like I said, doped up, but it just, even if I wasn't doped up, by now it's a permanent, I'd guess it's now permanent, that there will always be times when, even when I'm not doped up by the heads of the ad agency, it's only a matter of time. Do you know what I mean? It's like this type of shit's happened so many times. It's I'd guess it was permanent. So for the rest of my days, however long that may be, this may be the case. Like I said, I'll just carry on and trying to read stuff there will be edited and so on and so forth. You know, we know the way all this goes by now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, like I said, like I say, I'd love to build on what this morning was like, on my conclusions off the back of being doped up while I was at the park. Um, you know, and take that forward. But you know, these people seem to have their ways. their Middle Ages Hollywood B movie from the 50s, commercial TV and radio ways, and all the rest of it. That's just the way it is. Me, that is pretty much, you know, if you've been privy to the stuff that goes on psychiatric wards and so on and so forth, you pretty much know how this type of stuff works. Yeah, it's just like, get on with your day.